Hey everyone, in today's video, I'm going to talk about how do I get REO listings from banks. Now, you might be a real estate agent and you're asking yourself, where can I add a steady flow of properties to list? One way is REO listings through banks. In this video, we're also going to talk about, getting REO, which stands for real estate owned listings from banks, requires building relationships with them. You want to demonstrate your expertise with them, and then you want to position yourself as a reliable agent for managing and selling distressed properties. And later in this video, we're going to kind of cover all those steps that you're going to need to do to build your case there. And then in the second half of the video, we're also going to talk about some tips that you could help yourself stand out from other agents and get these banks to notice you. So by the end of the video, you're going to learn the steps and the key traits to build relationships with banks and become that go-to REO listing person. And again, me and Paul, Paul's an agent, I'm not, but we've spent decades with REO properties, buying, renovating, reselling them, and we've dealt with tons of REO agents as well. So we're going to kind of take you behind the scenes and then teach you some of these things that we've learned over the years. Paul, let's start off with researching the banks with REO properties. What's an ideal way to target these financial institutions for agents looking to get REO properties?
So you can look at the asset managers and try to connect with them on Wells Fargo has them. And we have that in another video where we showed them how to go through and look at Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Chase Bank. You can look at M&T Bank, and you can look at some of the smaller regional banks as well, and some of your local community banks. With the local community bank, you might have to make a relationship there. It might be a phone call, email to get the property lists on that, and just try to make yourself a local expert in that particular community as well. But like I said, Chase and Bank of America, Wells Fargo are going to be your big ones. But then if you go to HUD, Fannie Mae, and Freddie Mac, you want to also be able to contact those people there too, because those are going to give you great amounts of inventory, right? They're going to probably have the largest in your particular area.
Yeah. Speaking online, banks often use third-party platforms to manage your REO inventory. Is it worth, registering with some of these REO platforms, and what are ones that you recommend?
Yeah, I think it is probably worth doing that. You got Equator and ResNet. They're two of the bigger ones out there. And there's some other ones too, I guess, where you got Aquin Servicing and some of these big servicing companies that are out there. It's worth connecting on every single resource you can. I mean, literally just go into Google, type REO, asset managers, resources, and you'll have a laundry list of different ones. And the more you contact, the better chances you are of being able to get your foot in the door and then just trying to break that door down and get in there and become an REO agent.
Yeah, no, that's good points. What are ways to, build a network with these asset managers? Do we approach banks directly? What are some of your recommendations on how to, connect? And before I answer that question, just to help everyone define, when I say asset managers, these are people that are responsible for essentially assigning REO listings to agents. So I just wanted to clarify that phrase first for everyone. So, but going back to you, Paul, what are some good ways to kind of reach out and connect and network with these asset managers or banks directly?
So you could find them right online, their contact info, their email, or not their cell number, but their telephone number and all that. And basically that's the best way to contact them. Email, follow up with a phone call, and then continuously do that. Continuously. So even send a letter. Go old school, right? Send a letter and just let them know how interested you are with some of your cards, your business cards in there. Whatever you can do to get your foot in the door. And look, it's pretty easy to get their info because these asset managers want to be able to be contacted as much as possible. They don't necessarily want to deal with every single person trying to become an REO agent, but if you separate yourself from the pack and just show how much more due diligence you'll do and how much better you'll be than anybody else, I think they're going to give you a shot. They might give you a shot just to keep you from irritating them so much.
Yeah. I think you shared a story with me before. One of your buddies, Steve, did something outrageous and got the attention of a bank years ago or something like that.
If Steve Trang did this is great. He's awesome. And he lives in Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona. He actually flew to Colorado to the headquarters there and went and knocked on the door, got in there with them and, set up meetings and stuff so he could become a bank REO agent. And talk about going above and beyond. When you found out what he did, they're like, all right, this guy's obviously dedicated and wants to do it. Let's give him a shot. So sometimes you have to do something outlandish. I mean, That's taking it pretty far, right? Not everybody could do that, but that is kind of a good way to get your foot in the door to be able to get access to it. And from there, it just continues to grow and grow and grow.
Yeah, yeah. What are your thoughts on there's different certifications and trainings out there, such as certified distressed property experts, et cetera? What are your thoughts on some of that stuff?
Highly recommend doing it. The more certifications you have, the better, but especially those ones that are distressed properties where you show that you understand that rather than, most agents just know your traditional old house that the family lives in and it, may be a little bit beat up, but it's not going to be in the shape of a lot of the bank owned properties, right? That have been vacant for a year or two, some of them, and they need a bit of work. So you want to separate yourself and getting these certifications is only going to help you do that.
Yeah. And I want to take your comments that you've been making on separating yourself out too, to kind of give even more examples just from us in our experience working with successful REO agents is these REO agents, they have experience and they demonstrate, value, meaning they know their numbers. They know what directions the market's heading, up, down, flat. For us as investors, they know, hey, this is what the property will sell for in as is condition. If you want to do a full blown HGTV type of rehab, everything new, this is what it could sell for. And then if it's, something in the middle like paint, flooring, appliances, this is a number you'll get. And by having that understanding of your local market and expertise and the bank seeing that and you being able to manage all that stuff, it's another way to differentiate yourself as a rock star REO agent and getting these listings from the asset managers.
Yeah, when you understand values, like most of the good ones that we have known that have been, doing it for, say, a decade or so or more, they really get to know and understand those values extraordinarily well. And when you think about it from this perspective, once you get your foot in the door and become one, you're dealing with a lot of investors who are trying to buy that property to fix it up and either keep it as rental or flip it. How many times, Mike, do we then give them the listing on the resale? So they're getting the commission on the buy side and then on the sell side as well with that listing. So you get all kinds of benefits. You get to work with investors and investors do repeat business. So if they're in a particular area doing repeat business, that's only going to help you get more and more.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah. And, ultimately you got to continue to follow up. We mentioned how to connect with earlier, the asset managers and banks, but you can't just reach out once and do something. Paul shared a story with an outlandish example, someone flying to a different state. You got to follow up periodically with these people. It's not like just one cold email or call. It's just a continuous demonstration that what you're doing and the success you're having in the market to kind of get the attention of these asset managers. So I just wanted to make sure with everything in life, right? Persistency is kind of key.
It's a great point. Persistence, persistence is what people are looking for. If they know you're a persistent person that's going to follow up with things, they're more likely to give you more business.
Yeah. So, kind of to recap, you just got to do everything we said and deliver on your results. And you got to make sure you're able to sell the properties, a smooth transition. You take care of any minor headaches with the properties once you do get some REO listings with agents. And kind of once you have probably usually a test drive or two from them, you're going to get a lot more opportunities going forward. And it's a great niche market for a certain agent to get, properties on a consistent basis. Now, if you got video value out of this video, we got another video for you to go and watch next. It's to how to buy REO bank-owned properties. So I'll put the link in the description below, and then I think you'll get a lot of value out of that video as well.